Hey, freaks, it's Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. Coming up on the program today, the tangy taste of tonguing tampons. Plus, a trans woman wants her testicles back after forgetting them in the refrigerator. Anger and confusion over another man's pansexuality. And women love my vengina. Thank you guys so much for coming today. We have a wonderful evening full of the spoken word. Artists pouring their heart out to tell us their truths. Hobby Lobby is proud to present Right-Wing Erotic Poetry Night. And to kick things off, please welcome to the stage our first poet reciting his piece, Filthy Sex. Give it up for Ben Shapiro.
Filthy sex, oh how I crave. The mess and dirt, the sweat and wave, mixing scents, cum and lube, grinding on the carpet, feeling the groove, spitting to lube up his dick, or in my mouth, a filthy trick. Mud puddles and face fucking too, all the things that make me feel taboo. Piss, hot and wet down my chest, warming me up, feeling blessed. Or crouching in a shower stall, covered in sweat and spunk, feeling small. Filthy sex is sometimes just a feeling, the taboo of being used, revealing, the hotness of being treated bad, as if I am dirty, oh so glad. Spit in my mouth, piss on my tits, make me feel dirty, can't resist. Fuck me like I cannot be cleaned, filthy sex. Oh, how it makes me scream.
Yeah, good job, Ben. We've all been there. Piss drizzling down our chest. Our next poet's been in the game for a long time now, so you may know him. He's here to share with you his piece, Beat My Pussy Up. Tucker Carlson, everybody. Come on up, Tucker.
Destroy my cunt, you say with a smirk, as if my pain is what you desire to work. But still I crave your brutal touch, to feel your fingers, your cock, so much. I want to be stretched and bruised and broken, to feel the ache of being so thoroughly taken. Your hands on my flesh, leaving marks so red. Your cock inside me, pounding till I'm almost dead. Smear me with quim and pre-cum and spit, until my face is wet and messy, I cannot quit. Finger me roughly, grunt while you do it. Tell me good girl as I beg for more, can't refuse it. So when you're close to coming, put your hand over my mouth and let loose with grunts that only come from the south. Destroy my cunt with all that you've got, till I'm begging for mercy, for one final shot.
Tucker Carlson, everybody. That was beautiful. I'd love to strangle you. Hey, we got one more poet tonight. He's a bit of a newcomer, so give him a nice, warm Hobby Lobby welcome. Jordan Peterson, everybody. Come on. Make them feel at home, guys.
Boys with their cocks out, gripping them in their hands, raw and primal, urgent need, something solo, something dirty indeed. Spunk is sexy, a physical release, visible and satisfying, a sexual feast. But piss has volume and force, a punishing strength, a dirty source. Pints of hot piss gush and flow, making someone feel used and low. The shame and disgust. Oh, so real, as you let a guy piss all over you, feel. Sat there in his filth, what's next? Bent over and filled with spunk, perplexed. I've let him humiliate and defile. Piss on me now, nothing can beguile. Now I'm going to strip naked and lay down on the stage. Any one of you in the audience can walk up to me, unzip, unleash your fleshy piss hoses and spray me with your living water. Power wash my disgusting Canadian body.
Jordan, you can't do that here, man.
No.
Yeah, man, it's the Hobby Lobby. They got too many crafts. I don't know, like cardboard shit that'll warp if it gets wet.
This is art, man. You can't do this.
Not my rule. Jordan Peterson,
my piece isn't over with. This is bullshit.
You gotta get off the stage, dude.
You're violating my First Amendment, you woke commie moralist.
Come on.
We'll see who will win. We'll see who will win.
It's not about that.
Rot in hell, libtard.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
SMH. I think that means shaking my head.
The guy, he's into dirty underwear or something. I don't know. He's sniff freak.
At least I'm not going to die because I'm a careless fairy.
And I love the aftertaste of semen in my mouth.
Yes, Tim Henson back here with you for the Wednesday edition of Distorted View Daily. Have a fantastic one for you. I had my last dental appointment today, at least, for a while, 6 months or whatever. And I realized I made a strategic error when I was there last, which was just a few days ago. The dental hygienist or helper or whatever was just, chit-chatting with me and asked me what I did for a living. Now, as many of you know, my go-to occupation when someone asks me used to be web designer. But then I quickly realized no one knew really what podcasting was, like back in the mid-2000s. So it was okay if I said podcasting. Most people would just reply, "Oh, that's nice," and not look into it any further. But something changed, and now that everyone knows what podcasting is, and they themselves listen to podcasts, I'm not safe saying that. People will look into the show. So when the hygienist or whatever asked me what I did for a living, I just said audio engineering, right? That's pretty good. I wasn't prepared, though, for follow-up questions, and that's when I crumbled, and I just said, I podcast. Well, she turned around and told the dentist, who is a lovely woman, did a fantastic job on my mouth, could not be happier with her work. But when she heard that, she was like, "Oh, I love podcasts," and then wanted to know the name of the show. Again, should have lied. I should have been like, Smartless. That's my show. Did you ever hear of Office Ladies? Yeah, that's me. I played Angela on The Office. I don't think that would work either. Look, of course I'm not embarrassed about Distorted View Daily. I'm very proud of what we've accomplished over the past almost 20 years. One of the last standing, truly successful independent podcasts. It's independent because no one wants to team up with me. I can't seem to join a network. But, you know, the content of this show is questionable, and it changes from day to day. You know, a couple days ago, I spent the entire episode playing Coca-Cola jingles from the 1990s. That's pretty safe for work. Today, on the other hand, things are going to get a little dicey. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Going to be a lot of porn and tampons. And, you know, people seem cool when you're talking to them in person. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, my show's a little adult in nature. And she's like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, well, how fine is it really? Give me your definition of fine. She told me, you know, I need something new to listen to. I listen mainly to dental podcasts. Who knew that was a category? And like true crime stuff, which is a very popular genre. Anyway, I left that first appointment, and then I went back today, and when she met up with me, when she came into the room, she was like, oh, I tried to listen to your show, but it said it was for subscribers only. So she obviously tried to listen, I guess maybe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or something, and it was on a Sideshow exclusive day. At first I was like, ooh, thank God, dodged a bullet there. But then I thought, wouldn't she have just played the next episode, right? If one doesn't work, just go down the list. My theory is that she did listen to an episode of Distorted View Daily, and she was fucking horrified. She could not find one nice thing to say about it, so she's like, you know what? I'll just tell him I tried to listen, and I was locked out. It's probably for the best, you know? Regardless, even though she probably heard the show and was totally disgusted by me, she was very kind to my mouth. She wasn't like, this fucking dick, I'll show him. And then start like jabbing metal objects into my gums, making me bleed. I want to scrape the shit out of that asshole's mouth. No, it wasn't anything like that. She was very professional. Again, love her. Very happy with my dentist. The only reason why I'm bringing this up today is it's gonna be one of those shows where I don't want anyone I know to listen. It's going to be a little extreme. Look, I'm not going to pussyfoot around this content, but if you're an accountant or doctor, dentist, podiatrist, proctologist, or any other ist, and I happen to be a client or patient of yours, please go away. I don't want you to think any less of me. Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes are interviewing Tim Daly from Wings over there on Smartless. Sounds like it's going to be a killer episode. Listen to that for a while. All right, listen. Several years ago here on this very podcast, we played audio of a woman eating a tampon. It was from a video. I saw the whole thing. She takes out a bloody tampon and sucks it clean. Actually, I have that original video right here in case you need a refresher.
Okay, I'm Giovanna Plowman, and this is a period video.
I find it odd she gave her first and last name. That is beyond stupid. Even though the first part is a little cryptic. Like, what does a period video mean? Is this some sort of grammar history lesson? Or a monologue about women's health? We're closer to the latter, I guess.
I just want to say, I'm not pulling any tricks. As you can see, there's nothing here.
Yeah, we know this is not like a classic magician routine. You don't have to run a hula hoop up and down your body. Look, no strings, except for the one hanging out of my vagina.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna, like, pull it out and then, like, show you.
Like a magician, though, she is quite the showman. For my next trick, like, I'm gonna pull a tampon from inside of me and suck on it. To be fair, she has me on the edge of my seat.
Here it is. Ew, it's so nasty. I'm just gonna set it on the counter.
Don't set it on the counter. That's where your dad rests his toothbrush. Oh, I hope she cleaned up afterwards. She does the most annoying thing possible, at least to me, and that is she starts playing music out of her phone. She needs some mood music, I guess. It's just really loud, and it kind of muffles her reaction as she's sucking on the tampon. Just take my word for it. That's exactly what she's doing. Yeah, see, the audio's not great, but you can hear her cough, struggle with the fact that she's sucking on a bloody tampon, and then comments that it tastes awful. Like, I don't know what she was expecting. Thought it was going to have more of a tutti fruity flavor. It's tinted red, after all. I mean, just a dumb bitch. Especially because she sniffed it and was like, ooh, this is gross. Why would you think it's going to taste any better? Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing her up today is twofold. One, I actually tracked down an apology video. It didn't take long for her to realize she made a horrible mistake. Also, her family found out. Apparently, when you post yourself sucking on a bloody tampon, word travels fast. The news gets back to the fam. Now, if this was me, I would probably try and say that I was out of my mind on drugs. That's like the only acceptable explanation, right?
I just want to be broad and say that I regret the video more than anything. I would take it all back if I could. Let me start off by saying most people like attention and being known, but how disgusting is it that I'm known for eating a tampon?
I don't feel like I need to answer that, but it's pretty disgusting.
You guys act like I haven't realized that by now, but I have, and it's pretty awful and disgusting. Getting mixed up with the wrong crowd was like...
Did you get mixed up in a gang? Did the Latin Kings make you do this? Poor girl.
One of the main parts of the situation, I was trying to be someone I wasn't, and...
A tampon sucker. All my friends were doing it. I wanted to fit in. Maybe this was for like some sort of sorority initiation. Is this like a hazing ritual? I'm trying to give this woman the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not here to get famous or gain sympathy or anything. I just want to send out a message. If you're thinking of doing a video or anything along those lines, don't. Like, honestly, I lost so many people. I was kicked out of public school. I was in the hospital.
Wait, how old is this girl? Should I even be playing this? This is getting weird.
Let's
assume she was at least a senior in high school, like an 18, 19-year-old. She was held back a grade or two.
Pretty much was out of it for a long period of time. And best yet, my family was so disgusted and disappointed with me. And
I guess there was no nudity in the video, so we're okay, legally speaking.
The whole situation. And at the time, I didn't care because I was so immature and childish, and I just needed something
to suck on. Babies are immature. That's why they have pacifiers. You should have tried that first before you went right to bloody tampon. That is a bit extreme to pull out a sound clip I just used. Now, you may recall I said the reason why I'm bringing up this tampon sucking lady is for two reasons. One, because of the apology. And two, I've got a new tampon sucker here. This one actually has some usable audio. What we have here is a man lying down on a mattress covered in plastic. You're in for something disgusting when they had the forethought to put down some vinyl. It's going to get wet and wild. So he's lying down, and he's underneath one of those rim chairs. Two ladies are hovering above him, so something's about to go down.
Yeah, so this is Robert. Robert, you don't speak because we want to smell your fucking breath. You ate so much shit today, you shouldn't be allowed to speak.
Apparently, we missed some action before this video got started. Oh, I know you guys are absolutely gutted I don't have the scat portion from this session. Don't worry, I'll try to find it later. The rim chair and plastic wrap are all starting to make a lot more sense here.
Because you're like a big shit whore, aren't you? You're like a connoisseur of fucking shit. Wouldn't you be that? Yeah, you would be that, right? That's what you are. You've tasted all types of shit, every state, different breed, time of the month, fuck it, suppository, diarrhea, right? I'm pretty sure you even chewed peanut from shit, right? Tell me, right? Corn kernels too, huh?
Peanuts, corn, suppository shits. This guy really likes this stuff. Now let's see if he enjoys period blood. I can't imagine why not. Once you've mashed turds between your teeth, everything else is a cakewalk. Ironically, he does not like the taste of cake. He doesn't have so much of a sweet tooth. This segment is called Get to Know Your Scat Bottom. Honestly, I'm getting a little concerned because, we're 3 minutes into this video and they're still talking about scat. As a matter of fact, the black dominatrix is even mentioning that the slave is about to enjoy some soul food shits. Colored green poop.
You never had none of this before. You never had any black girl shit? No, black queen.
That's soul food.
Have you?
Put some soul food in that motherfucker.
The whole mess of fucking green.
Cracker on soul food on cracker.
Are you a redneck cracker lover? Are you?
He gonna get soul food?
Open up, fucker.
He's gonna get Spanish food and Indian food from last night.
Oh no. What have I done, freaks?
I don't think you deserve it, you fucking hunky piece of trash. That's what you are, a piece of hunky trash. You know that, right? I don't have to keep reminding you you're a piece of hunky trash. Bet your daddy was a Klans member, wasn't he?
Here's a word for you. Reparation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, things are getting a little racial in here. A lot of accusations are flying, and the poor slave can't even talk. He'll get hit, He can't be like, no, my daddy was not a Klansman. In reality, I actually think the black woman here is having some performance anxiety. She can't shit, so she's stalling.
Keep those damn hands down, fucking cracker. Trailer trash. I thought you had shit all day, so I'm pretty sure you need tuna casserole. I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Okay, so she's mentioning pussy stuff, tuna casserole. I think this is her way of kind of giving up on scat and just squirting out pussy juice or tampons or whatever.
Now, you had shit all day, so I'm pretty sure you need tuna casserole. I'm pretty sure you didn't. But that's definitely a redneck staple. And what is it, red Kool-Aid, I think? Yeah, that's it. Red Kool-Aid and fucking what? That shit they eat? Anything nasty and disgusting and processed? I'm pretty sure.
Is she still denigrating white people?
Oh, red show.
Oh my God, I have to see this.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Ooh. Yeah, I am seeing blood dripping out.
Delicious. I bet it is.
Look like a fucking candy cane now.
Look at that. Oh, isn't it delicious? Just that red velvet sweet.
He just told you he doesn't like cake. We went over this. Blood is literally like pouring down the sides of his mouth.
Oh, let's see. I think I have a treat for you.
Now she's pulling out her tampon.
Maybe. Oh.
He knows what to do with it. Give the string to him. Give him the string. Give him the string. The string.
Get the string. Get the string.
Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. Don't pull it out and hurt my pussy. Come on.
Yeah, he's pulling it out.
Look at the little honky boy.
Stop. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Really savor this moment. Thank you, ladies.
You can't show the good old boys this.
God,
Look at you.
Beautiful.
Look at that. You get some black woman's fucking period blood. I bet the boys on the farm be real disappointed in you.
See, we're all red in the inside.
You see?
Red and brown.
Ultimately, it's a nice message. This racist is learning it the hard way, but yeah, we're all red on the inside.
Oh, I'm just loving this. This is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Slowly, don't jerk it out. Slowly. Slowly.
I'm going to keep that in his mouth.
There it goes.
I'll keep it right there.
Keep it there. Open up. Open.
Keep it open.
Open. Ooh, look at you. Chew it. Chew on it. Chew it.
Now he's...
Open up. Open. Why? Chew it. Pretend it's fucking tobacco. Unless you fucking all you rednecks do, chew tobacco.
The slave moans a bit while he's chewing the tampon, but he doesn't gag, doesn't throw up. I think he likes it. I think we spent enough time on tampon and tampon sucking for one Wednesday. Let's move on now. See if we can redeem this show. I think it's too far gone, quite frankly. You know, at the top of the program, I did that stupid little silly bit with the poetry show at Hobby Lobby, featuring Ben Shapiro and a bunch of other right-wing guys. There's another prominent guy out there, Matt Walsh. You may recognize the name. His big thing, his bugaboo is trans people. He made that movie, What Is a Woman? He's still trying to figure it out. But the thing about Matt is it seems like a lot of things just confuse him. He can't keep up with the times. I understand the trans issue is a little dicey. I still get stuff wrong. Recently, within the last day or two, Wayne Brady, you remember that guy from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And now he hosts Let's Make a Deal. Well, he came out as not just bisexual, but pansexual. I can already tell you Matt Walsh's brain is exploding after reading this news story. I myself just finally figured out what pansexual really was. So bisexual, of course, is like you're attracted to both men and women. That's easy. Who isn't bisexual, right? Pansexual is you saying, all right, look, I'm attracted to both men and women. I also don't care what they were born as. If they were born a man and became a woman become a man, hermaphrodite, intersex, outer sex. If you're a human, there's a possibility I want to stick my dick in you. That's pansexual. You know, aside from the name, which is a little unusual, pansexual is super easy to understand. You can be attracted to any human being in the world. There's no qualifiers. See? Simple. Matt, though, can't wrap his mind around this.
Pick a side. Okay, pick a team. Stop being indecisive. That's what pansexual really is.
I thought it was odd that Matt is so angry. Like, who cares what someone else is attracted to? It doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form, even less than the trans issue. Trans issue, I guess you could argue, there are women who are going to be using my restroom and seeing my ding-dong in the urinals. That makes me feel funny. And, I don't want men dressing up like women teaching my kids or reading them books or, whatever the argument is. But this is just like who you want to fuck.
Aside from made up, it's a lack of commitment.
Yeah, you definitely don't want someone who's pansexual running a Fortune 500 company. They are not CEO material. Those people need to make the hard decisions. They can't be wishy-washy. That's what pansexuals are. Oh, I don't know. Do I want to eat pussy or suck dick? Oh, you decide for me. It's like Lord Douche and I trying to figure out what to eat for lunch. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. I'll have anything. I don't care. You decide. Okay, Chinese food. I don't want Chinese food. Okay, how about Mexican? Well, what kind of Mexican? Fast food? Sit down? Taco truck? I don't care. You decide. No, you decide. Like, it goes on and on and on. I guess I'm sort of coming around to Matt Walsh's point of view here.
Aside from made up, it's a lack of commitment. And the thing is, other people, I think, and this will be controversial, but other people have a right to know, okay? Other people have a right to know if they are potential objects of your sexual fantasies.
Now we're getting to the heart of the matter here. This is what's getting Matt all freaked out. Now, Matt obviously steers clear from homosexuals. He thinks, oh my God, I've got this fantastic beard. Gays probably take one look at me and they're like, I just want to blow jet streams of cum right in it. No gay can resist Matt Walsh, right? So Matt Walsh is like, okay, I'm staying away from the gays, hate the gays, don't want anything to do with them. I'm only going to associate with straight men. And what's the best way to determine if a man is straight? If he has a wife, if he's procreated. He's not fire hosing jism into the beard of another man. That sperm is reserved for pussy only, to make babies. So those are who Matt associates with and are friends with. But now things have gotten more complicated with this whole pansexual thing. You can be married to a woman and still fantasize about guys. Matt Walsh is not safe.
And so that's why it's not fair to walk around and say, I'm attracted to anyone.
It's not fair.
Anyone at all.
It's not fair. It's all about how this makes Matt Walsh feel. Well, facts don't care about your feelings, Matt. The fact of the matter is, I just ate out a bloody tampon stuffed cunt. And now I'm hungry for your boy, pussy! There's nothing you can do about it. I'm thinking about riding your ass real hard. Have I given you the heebie-jeebies yet? Good, because I'm going to pump one out to the thought of butt-fucking you, and then I'm taking my kids out for ice cream. Welcome to Obama's America. I don't know. Obama scares these people, too, I think. All right, Matt, finish up with your thoughts here.
And so that's why it's not fair to walk around and say, I'm attracted to anyone at all. No one's safe.
Safe from what?
Now, whenever a group is, if there's like a group of people sitting in a room with Wayne Brady, and so it's a diverse group, and you've got like a overweight 65-year-old man, and then you got a young woman and whatever. Everyone's sitting around, and they're all thinking, he could be attracted to any one of us right now.
No one is safe from the desires of Wayne Brady. Hey, yeah. I wasn't done yet.
It could be any of us.
Ah! Dear God, who is Wayne Brady gonna want to fuck next?
It's scary. It's like some kind of Agatha Christie novel in a weird way.
I think it's kind of cool because, Wayne Brady hosts that show, Let's Make a Deal. And the whole thing with that game show, if you recall, is a contestant is called up and they get to pick a prize between like 3 different curtains. You got to pick curtain 1, curtain 2, or curtain 3. And usually there's like a good prize and a bad prize. But for Wayne Brady, all of the prizes are good, It doesn't matter who's behind that curtain. They're all prizes. What a positive way to look at things, huh?
So anyway, that's the news about Wayne Brady.
Poor Matt is going through some stuff today. Get better. Feel better, Matt. No one wants to fuck you. You got nothing to worry about. Someone should tell Matt about that Utard we've been featuring, Tony Chase, the one who whose username literally is Tony Chase. I'm not gay, not now, not ever. He's got a real bug up his ass about that. He also, of course, thinks the government is rotting out his teeth using satellites. He's crazy. He's a crazy person. Well, we recently found out that he believes he has a vengina. I think that's the same thing as a vagina. He's just an idiot. Well, I tracked down another video. This is from about a month ago where he's discussing his vengina.
But anyways, back to the point of me having girlfriends. Somebody will say in reference to a girlfriend, they're like, oh, well, what's it like sleeping with a she, he, hermaphroditus, or, well, everything's complete. You know that, right?
No.
Everything's real. Like, my vagina looks like a real vagina. My penis balls look like a real big penis, and little balls, because I have little balls,
Okay, little balls, big penis. How's that pussy of yours, though? Puffy?
Naturally. But, the point of it is my anatomy when I'm skinnier is more feminine looking. When I have my muscles on, I look more masculine, obviously.
A real chameleon. Again, upon hearing this news, Matt Walsh is like in the fetal position. He's crying.
And, in reference to female celebrities or female supermodels that might possibly want to be in some lesbian films with me.
Oh, is this his angle? He's trying to convince us that he's got female body parts so he can star in quote-unquote lesbian porn. Interesting tactic. It's kind of like Chris Chan. He couldn't get a girlfriend. No one wanted to fuck him, so he said he was trans. He became a woman, called herself a lesbian, and tried to get girlfriends that way, which also didn't work. A+ for effort, though, Tony.
That's going to be possible. Possibly girls that I'd be dating, but then, they might wear fake faces, or I might wear makeup and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
But, it's things in the history, and these men are holding up productions of lesbian films with me, and they've damaged my upper lip. I'm not in a relationship with any guy, so any man damaging my face or teeth, or any female that's working for any of those men, they must get prosecuted.
The crazy's starting to come out here. I guess I'm starting to see why he puts "I'm not gay" in his username. It's all a little confusing, right? Male and female body parts. He wants to do lesbian porn. Is like the female side of him attracted to men? Is that what he's saying when he says "I'm not gay"? He's like, well, I'm part female, so even though I want to have sex with guys, I'm not gay because I've got a vagina.
Those men They must get prosecuted. Don't forget what that royal protocol means in the media. They have to get charged for every time they hit me with a satellite, every time they damage anything on my face or teeth.
I hate when he gets sidetracked like this. Stick to your pussy. That's what I want to learn about today.
But anyways, back to the point of girls that have had sex with me.
Lucky ladies.
Some girls, I haven't had that many, what do you say, sexual relations with.
0 is a number, yes.
In some ways, I only date females, some.
Yes, we get it.
So, in reference to females, somebody'd say, oh, what is it? A girl might want to know what your vagina tastes like, or a girl might want to know what your penis like. Well, in reference to, some girls have collaborated, some girls have talked about it probably, and some girls might have made some complimentary comments, meaning like something was a compliment in reference to my genitalia, my penis and balls, or my genetics, or my vagina. Some girls might want to say something. I don't know, but obviously something to get me rescued from this hostage situation, because I'm getting abused every single day.
Okay, we're back to that.
These people are hitting me in the face with
the satellite
transmissions.
Okay, we're not going to get anything from Tony. Tony, 1, 2, 3, Tony. He gave us a little. I'll keep, searching through his videos for more. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist to the fucked up news right now. If you enjoy Distorted View Daily, become a true and honorable freak today. Join the Sideshow. Every week, I do brand new exclusive programs just for Sideshow members. The show is called Distorted View Daily. That means I do it every weekday. But you'll only get every episode if you sign up for the Sideshow. Typically on Tuesday and Thursday, I do Sideshow exclusive episodes. This week is no different. Yesterday was a Sideshow exclusive podcast, and I'll be doing another one tomorrow. So it's a great time to sign up. Membership's very inexpensive, only $6.99 a month, even less for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. Remember, if you happen to use Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can even sign up right in those apps. For more information, check out DistortedView.com and SuperFreakSideshow.com. Other ways to support the show, we've got a Patreon account, Patreon.com/DistortedView. Just another way to throw a few bucks my way, help out the program. You can pledge as little as $1 over there. If you pledge at least $5, you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. I'm sure we have a patron calling in today, 1 or 2, right? We'll see in a few minutes, but right now, let's get into the news. First story I have for you. We've got some CPAP news coming out of Florida. That CPAP machine was retrofitted to cook meth, or the CPAP machine was used as a weapon in a brawl. Those are the only two possibilities when you got a Florida news story. Oh, by the way, yes, the story comes from Florida. Say it with me. I forgot the most important part.
Florida, our most fucked up state.
Now, longtime listeners of the show will remember my CPAP drama from a year or two ago. I'm going to be 100% honest with you because I do not lie to you on this podcast. Unless, of course, it's something I don't want you to know. Otherwise, I'm very honest. So I got that CPAP machine. I actually got 2 CPAP machines. Remember, I got the weird Chinese one because there were all these supply chain issues back during the pandemic. And so the FDA did some sort of like emergency approval of unlicensed CPAP machines. I didn't like that one. So I got I can't remember the name of it now because I don't use it. That's the big ending to my CPAP update. I stopped using it because I was having trouble sleeping with it, which defeats the purpose of the CPAP machine. And I know a lot of people say you're supposed to just keep using it, power through, get through 3 or 4 weeks of it. You'll eventually be able to sleep wearing the mask. I couldn't do it. I toy with the idea of giving it another shot, but right now I'm fine. Lord Douche hasn't noticed that I stopped breathing in my sleep or anything. I sleep on my side. Eventually, I will try it again, but right now I enjoy not having fucking shit on my face when I sleep. I even changed the mask. Tried a different type of one of those. That didn't work. All that time and money down the drain. I'll try it again eventually. All right, so what do we have here? We've got a Florida man, a CPAP machine. Sounds like a recipe for comedy. A Florida man who already has sleep challenges was battered early on August 1st, my birthday, by his ex-wife, who ripped the CPAP machine off of his face while he was sleeping. Now, I get that's a dick move, ripping someone's CPAP mask off, but it shouldn't hurt him. The mask is held on by Velcro straps. If he was injured, I'm sorry, he's a pussy. This is why he's the ex-husband. According to cops, they say the victim was left bloody after the 3:45 a.m. incident. I think she actually beat him with the machine, clocked him right in the head and gave him a concussion. Investigators say Jennifer Colandria, 42, and the victim lived together. Talk about a recipe for disaster. Living with your ex-wife? Only a matter of time before someone ended up with a bloody face. They lived together in St. Petersburg. It's owned by the 42-year-old man. Just kick the bitch out. Colandria and her ex-spouse divorced back in 2009. Yeah, it's time for her to move on. Why is she still there? According to the man, he was asleep in his bed early Monday, CPAP in place, breathing for him, when Colandria came into the room and ripped the breathing device off of his face, leaving him with a bloody cut on his lower lip. Colandria then began arguing with him. Using mild air pressure, the CPAP machine helps users breathe. It clears the airway while they sleep. Colandria was arrested for domestic battery. Well, what was the argument about? It's the most important part of the news story. Colandria was arrested for domestic battery, a misdemeanor, and booked into the county jail. A judge has ordered Colandria to have no contact with her former husband, so she's going to have to move. It's kind of hard to live in the same house as the person who has a restraining order against you or a no contact order. While an arrest affidavit does not indicate why Colandria was living with her ex, the residential arrangement appears recent. Last year, the victim was, maybe they're trying to get back together, work things out. I don't see it lasting, especially after the CPAP attack. Last year, the victim was arrested following a domestic confrontation with a different woman whom he had been in a relationship with for 12 years. That domestic battery case was dropped by prosecutors, so they both seem like lovely people. I looked at the actual arrest affidavit, and again, it doesn't state why they were arguing. The only interesting piece of information was it was marked no. There is no indication of mental health issues at play here. I would have guessed yes. Somewhere there's some mental health issues. There was indication of alcohol influence, though. Surprise, surprise. That's what's happening in Florida. Second story we have for you today. Well, turn your attention to the album artwork. No, that's not a white man in whiteface. That would be a little strange. I'm like, what statement are you trying to make? Do you hate your own race? Are you trying to mock your own race? Have you just been huffing paint? Like, what's going on here, dude? Well, in a story out of Texas. Yeah, we're going to Texas.
Woo! We're going to Texas. Yeah. We're going to Texas. We're going to Texas.
Yahoo! Florida man meet Texas man. A Texas man who turned literally white with rage by way of spray paint was arrested for all of his trouble over this past weekend, according to police. According to Law and Crime, David Winston, 35, stands accused of one count of felony criminal mischief. Mark Herman of the Harris County Police included several photographs of the bizarre encounter's aftermath on Facebook. I grabbed one of those. Deputies arrived at an area near a lengthy strip mall in Spring, Texas, a high-population census-designated place that is part of the sprawling Houston metropolitan area. The police were responding to a road rage call. Quote, upon deputies arriving, the complainant reported that while traveling northbound in the 24,000 block of Coy Kendall Road, a driver in front of them was distracted with his phone and failed to maintain a single lane. While stopped at a red light, the distracted driver failed to progress when the light turned green. Oh, that's super annoying. I'm noticing that more and more. People just do not go when the light turns green because they're staring at their fucking dumb phone. The other thing that people are doing now is at stoplights, they'll stop like 7 car lengths behind the car in front of them. Huge gaps. And the reason is, again, they're looking at their phones. And my theory is in the past, they've become so absent-minded, they kind of let up on the gas and they smashed into the car in front of them. So now they leave themselves like, a 5-car gap. Oh, it's infuriating. While stopped at the red light, the distracted driver failed to progress when the light turned green. The complainant responded by sounding his horn. Well, that pissed off the driver in front of him. In response to being honked at, the vehicle in front began to throw objects at the vehicle that had honked, all while both vehicles were in motion. Both drivers appeared to have been driving small SUVs. How cute. Maybe they were crossovers. Maybe they were Kia Seltoses, like me. So when they both stopped again, an altercation ensued. I think that's when the spray cans made an appearance. Dave Winston allegedly used a can of spray paint on the honking person to paint their face, to paint the vehicle, and to break their back window. At some point, the person who was spray painted also did some spray painting of his own. He covered Winston's face in white. Apparently, he grabbed the spray paint bottle from him and sprayed his face. By the time law enforcement got to the scene, the two men's faces were both covered in white spray paint. Oh, it says here, it's unclear whether the can of white spray paint used on Winston by the other man was at some point wrestled from the defendant or if the victim had their own can of paint. Oh, I doubt that. What are the odds? Both men had cans of white spray paint in their car. Same color and everything? Winston was identified as the culpable of the two and detained. Quote, Dave Winston was arrested and booked into the Harris County Jail, charged with felony criminal mischief. His bond was set at $1,500 out of the 179th District Court. Felony criminal mischief can be punished by up to several years in prison, depending on the severity of the damage done. Winston, though, is no longer in jail, according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office records. Final story we have for you today. Trans stuff is in the news constantly. It is quite the hot topic in the media. Well, here's a trans story that's the opposite of that. Cold, very cold, frigid. A transgender woman has gone to court alleging that her ex-boyfriend stole her surgically removed genitals and is demanding that he return them. What a keepsake, right? The case is currently unfolding in Pontiac, Michigan, situated in the northwest corner of the Detroit metropolitan area. Brianna Kingsley, 40, submitted a claim in court on Thursday, alleging that her ex, 37-year-old William Oh boy, oh no, there's W's and J's and C's and H's and W's. Wachowski? Let's go with Wachowski. William Wachowski. He's keeping her testicles, previously removed as part of a gender transition. I didn't know you were allowed to keep those things. They were removed as part of a gender transition surgery, and now they're in a jar in his fridge, and he refuses to return them to her. To be fair, they are hers. They belonged to her at one point, although maybe she gifted them to him. We don't know the whole story, right? Well, let's keep reading on. The ex-boyfriend claimed to have been unaware of the filing until he was reached for comment by a newspaper. In a handoff affidavit, Kingsley demanded the return of her human remains and $6,500 in damages. That's going to be hard to prove. You didn't even want the testicles to begin with. That's why you're keeping them in a jar. Now, all of a sudden, they're worth $6,500? What did you need them for? Were you going to make, testicle air fresheners that you could hang from the rear view mirror of your car? That'd be kind of cool. At least you could get some use out of them. I don't know. All right, so yeah, she says that it's, $6,500 in damages. It's the maximum allowed in Pontiac's 50th District Court. Small claims. Defendant retains possession of my surgically extracted testicles preserved in a mason jar kept in the fridge next to the eggs, the affidavit reads. Demand immediate return of my human remains specimen and damages of $6,500. Wachowski, meanwhile, has countered, claiming that Kingsley took everything she wanted from his apartment 8 months ago. She left the balls there. I watch a lot of People's Court. May that show rest in peace. And there is a thing where, when you move out, the person who now lives there or remains there, they don't have any obligation to keep your stuff after a reasonable amount of time. 30 days, 60 days. This was 8 months. I don't know. I think it's his at this point. He said, quote, she picked up all her possessions when we broke up. She took everything she wanted back then. He also alleged that she's been harassing him since the breakup, threatening to hurt him and showing up at his workplace. Let's hope he has voicemails or text mails. That would help his case. Moving forward, he plans to submit Kingsley's affidavit as further evidence of her alleged behavior. Quote, she's been harassing me ever since we broke up. I had to take out a PPO, a personal protection order against her. Speaking further, he said that he has no plans to turn over the jar to Kingsley, despite the legal action she's taking. And he said, I don't owe her anything, especially testicles. Prior court records show that Kingsley pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault back in 2020 after an incident in which she attacked a roommate, also a transgender woman. You would do that to your own sister? Yeah, she doesn't seem like a good person, right? She attacked her with a knife on Christmas Day in 2019. Way to celebrate the birth of our Lord. Tranny knife attack. Not cool, Brianna. Not cool. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Wednesday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you freaks, and there are many ways to contact the show at distortedview.com. I'm all over social media at distortedview on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/distortedviewshow. Remember, if you pledge at least $5, you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. And yes, we've got some patrons checking in today. Speak loudly, speak clearly, and don't be a dumbass.
Greetings, Tim. Greetings, freaks. I'm just taking a shit.
That last point's going to be a problem for this caller.
Greetings, Tim. Greetings, freaks. I'm just taking a shit, and I'm hoping when I wipe, it's a one-wipe shitter, but haven't had those in a while.
Yeah.
I want to call in.
Those are far and few between, or few and far between.
About Monday's show. You were talking about the soda and, your favorite sodas and stuff like that, and the old, slogans during the soda wars. Now, this is a weird thing with me. Like, I live in Florida of Massachusetts. I grew up there, moved away for a few years, but came back and still here. But, where on our local little field where the, base softball is played, there's still that old slogan that Pepsi used. I don't know if it was a flop and it said, gotta have it. Pepsi, gotta have it. I think it was like 89, but nobody fucking seems to remember that shit. And I figured, do you remember the gotta have it slogan from Pepsi?
I do.
Also,
actually, when I was going through slogans and jingles for the Monday show, I ran across a Pepsi Gotta Have It commercial.
If all these people gotta have it, why don't they just say Pepsi? Gotta have it.
There it is.
Gotta have it.
I got 2 words for you. Gotta have it.
Yeah, the big thing with the Gotta Have It promotion was it was just like a bunch of celebrities talking about how they gotta have Pepsi.
What's wanted? Pepsi is to our society what water was to early civilization.
Everybody's gotta have it, not just celebrities.
I don't think it was a very particularly successful ad campaign. It was early 90s, 90 to 92, I think, maybe. All right, is that all you have for me, Unicorn?
I know you love a soda, but how old were you when you first looked at porn, and did you think, hey, one day I'm going to make a career out of this?
Okay, I didn't make a career out of porn.
Did you think that?
I made a career out of reacting to porn.
Or was it more about, computer tech? And if you could go back to yourself to 2002, when you were young and finding yourself in the world, what advice would you give yourself, from 2023 Tim Henson going back to 2002 Tim Henson? I know those were rough years. We were all much broker. I wasn't as broker, but I was struggling and finding my purpose. And I'm just curious.
Well, we were all young. I think my advice, I don't want to get too serious here, but my advice, I think, for young Tim, like 1998 to 2003 or 2004 Tim, would be don't focus so much on trying to get hired by someone or someone discovering you. Just do it yourself. I didn't think Distorted View would be successful unless I paired with a media company. There was this company called Pseudo in the early days of the internet that was doing streaming. Almost had a deal with them to do Distorted View Daily. And then I did this thing with the Real Talk Network, which was like an internet startup. I thought that was the fastest, easiest way. Like, oh, get hired by a company. They'll pay you to do this show. Even afterwards, right before I did the podcast, I was doing stuff for Sirius XM. At the time, just Sirius. And ultimately, thanks to finding an audience, I was able to do it all myself. I don't need anyone. Don't need any other company footing the bill. I like it way better this way, I think. I don't have to answer to anyone aside from you guys, because you are the ones that pay me to do this,
Timmy Boo, Tweet Toilet. 3 things. 1, I want to get in on that Mead's dad death pool.
Oh, yeah, I got to talk about that here on the free side. It was kind of a dark episode of DV yesterday on the Sideshow exclusive feed. I was playing clips of Mead from his most recent live stream, and, his dad does not seem to be doing well. He's like a gazillion years old. Mead had to clean up his dad's vomit yesterday because he was, puking all over the place. Which is not great for, a near dead to be puking and, getting all dehydrated. So, as awful as this sounds, I thought it might be fun to do a Mead's dad death pool where we all kind of guess when Mead's dad is going to die. And the person who it gets closest will win a fabulous prize from your friends here at Distorted View Daily. Now, the one thing I did say was I only want to take death pool answers on the voicemail line. You have to call in. Because there's so many other ways to contact me, and I don't want to be tracking down responses on Facebook Messenger and Twitter and email. I want to start, I'm going to do like an Excel spreadsheet here with users or listeners who call in and give me their date. And then, when Mead's dad does eventually die, we'll see who gets the closest. By the way, I said that on the show. Immediately, the very first thing that happened was someone messaged me on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, I think Mead's dad is going to die. No. Who was it, Matt? Yeah, Matt. Look, I'm calling my birthday. He wants his birthday for Mead's dad's death, September 9th. Well, Matt, call into the fucking voicemail line. It's not going to count right now because you're not listening to my very clear instructions. Now that everyone is up to speed, and I've yelled at some of my listeners for not listening to me, what day do you think? Who's this?
Timmy Boo, Tweet Toilet. 3 things. 1,
let me whip out my Excel spreadsheet here.
I want to get in on that Mead's dad death pool. I'm going to say that old geezer's going to kick the bucket by December 10th. I'm leaning December 10th. It's close to, December 15th.
Ooh.
I'm going to get right in the middle of December.
All right.
December 15th. COVID's going to take him out, trust me. Second, when you're talking about who gave you the bidet, and they said LBS, and you were like, who the fuck is that? It's Little Baby Faggot.
Oh, Little Baby
Tim,
Faggot.
I've been listening to your show for only a couple of years, and I know it was Little Baby Faggot.
I'm sorry. God damn it. I've got a lot of listeners to keep track of here.
Hey, Tim. Critical Madness here.
What do you want?
I was just listening to the, I guess it's Monday show with Mitch McConnell getting shouted down, and you said you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
You asked if
I'm confused.
Republicans hate him as bad as Democrats do, and the answer is we hate him worse.
Oh.
Because Mitch McConnell claims to be a Republican and then always gives in to the Democrats.
Oh.
So he's worse than a Democrat. At least we know what to expect from the Democrats, right? You generally are supposed to advocate for your fucking party, and douchebag doesn't do it. So that's why he was getting shouted down, is because no one gives a fuck about what he has to say.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was getting shouted down by, Democrats or Republicans, maybe both.
You actually said that. You
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what he has to say because it doesn't matter. He'll turn around and do what we don't want him to do regardless. So,
Or he won't do anything. He'll just freeze, stroke out for a minute and a half or something. A shell-shocked turtle. All right. Thank you very much for the information. Thank you to everyone calling into the voicemail line. Keep those calls coming. That's all the time we have on this edition of the program. Want you guys to email me? Show at DistortedView.com. DistortedView.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-66. Oh, God. Is it oh, God?
My penis balls look like a real big penis and little balls because I have little balls.
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or like wherever you can rate and review podcasts. And I will see you back tomorrow for the Tuesday program, if and only if you're Sideshow members. Again, that would be a great time to sign up so you don't miss a thing. Otherwise, I'll see you back on Friday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Milk my prostate with those thick, calloused fingers. Strong guys, manly men, make my sexual desires linger. Fist fuck my whole daddy, make my filthy thoughts real rather than conceptual. This is why I want a man who is pansexual.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.